And we're live.
Okay, I'll call to order the regular council meeting Monday, October 28th, 2020 to order. Is there any introduction of late items? No, seeing none. Can I get a mover and seconder to adopt the agenda? Councillor Reutzel and Councillor Reid. All in favor? Carried.
The first item is adoption of minutes, that the minutes from the regular council meeting held October 15th, 2024 be adopted.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councillor Reid and Councillor Stanbury. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
Correspondence, the letter from, don't know how to pronounce this, Okang Yuma Mauricio. Said the letter from Okang Yuma Mauricio, Deputy Minister, Ministry of Municipal Affairs regarding the meeting held at the 2024 UBCM convention be received for information.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councillor Stanbury and Councillor Marcel. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
First, waiving of civic center fees. The council waived the civic center rental fee of $50 plus GST for the Halloween event to be held October 31st, 2024 by JS Events.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councillor Reutzel and Councillor Stanbury. Any discussion? Go ahead.
Do we have to do this for every event? i.e. Remembrance Day, Christmas parties, what's the other ones we have? Canal Days. We have to do.
Go ahead. See you.
Thank you, Mayor Doherty. To Councillor Marcel, no. Only the ones, there are some identifiers that are always free, like Remembrance Day, things like that. But this one is anytime that it's not listed as a free event in the fees and charges bylaw, then we want to be able to record these as well, as if they get recorded as a journal entry. We are trying to keep track of use of the hall for future if we do want to, if the village does choose to rebuild the hall, we need to know how many times it's being used. So it's not just a matter of waiving the fee. I know it seems like it's paperwork, but it is also to let the community know how many times we waive the fees, and it is a substantial amount. So it is something that needs to be, you know, the public needs to be aware of that.
It needs to be recorded.
And it needs to be recorded.
I guess it's nice to know that we have a community hall that the community uses. Is the liability insurance on this on the facility automatically on all of these functions?
Go ahead. See you.
Not in this particular case it is, because they are covered through the community group. They fall under their umbrella, but the next item does not.
Anything further?
So that they have to pay, you give them the hall, but they have to buy the insurance policy? Is that what you're saying on the next group?
We'll discuss that. Okay.
Oh, so this one is covered?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, anything further? All in favor? Carried.
That council waived the civic center rental fee of $50 plus GST for the Christmas kickoff event to be held December 1st, 2024.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councillor Reutzel and Councillor Reid. Any discussion? Councillor Marcel.
I guess that's like same question. So they get the hall for free and they have to buy an insurance policy?
Yes.
And explain to me again what's the difference?
Go ahead, CEO.
So JNS or JS Events are covered under the umbrella of the community group. They're a branch of the community group, which the village pays for the insurance for that. But this kickoff one for the Christmas party is not under the umbrella of the community group. It is their own entity. It is somebody else, somebody brand new who's doing this. So they're not affiliated with any group.
Would, if they joined the community group, it would be automatically covered?
Go ahead.
I'm not quite sure if it's automatically covered, but, it might, these ones applied for, they applied to be part of this group previously for a couple of years now. And so,
Anything further? Oh, go ahead.
Okay. It just seems to be a little bit of a confusing as to whether you have to hire and whether you have to cover everything. It's okay.
Okay. Anything further? All in favor? Carry.
the, Veterans Week, the Council for the Village of Canal Flats declared November 5th to 11th, 2024 Veterans Week.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Reid, Councillor Whitesell. Any discussion? All in favor? Carry.
Coffee campaign that the Village of Canal Flats donate $75 to the Royal Canadian Legion Windermere District Branch number 71 for the 2024 Remembrance Day wreath.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Reid and Councillor Stanbury. Any discussion? All in favor? Carry.
The building permit report, that the building permit report for August and September 2024 be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Whitesell, Councillor Marcel. Any discussion? All in favor? Carry.
The Public Works report, that council received the August and September 2024 Public Works report for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Stanbury and Councillor Reid. Any discussion? Go ahead.
Just curious, for the number one lift station project, just because we're new, just what is the scope of that project? Mr. Mayor.
Just a second. So they replaced the lift station. And there was some stuff that wasn't working on it. So we were waiting until everything was completed before we released everything. So
Where is that one? I'm just not familiar with where
just
one
goes down behind the subdivision. And we're trying to set up for you two to go for a tour of that. So hopefully this week or next week, you guys will go on tour, and Chuck will be able to explain a lot more in detail about everything that's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talking about a reservoir shed?
No,
About the lift station.
Lift station.
Was replaced.
So we went from the building permit report to,
to the
Public Works.
works report.
let's see, the August and September.
There's two reports for each.
Oh, sorry. okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
One page is fast enough.
Okay.
There's no shed down there.
Okay, all in favor? Carried.
That council received the Parks and Recreation report for August and September 2024 for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Reid and Councillor Stanbury. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
That the Community Enhancement Coordinator report for the months of August and September 2024 be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Marcel and Councillor Whitesell. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councillor.
Just, there's an ongoing unresolved, a few of them, how much success, or how much success has she been having on the projects? I could see some that shouldn't have been on report, it's just so they are, and I know you don't have to tell us what's happening on it. Does she have an relatively good success at cleaning that up?
Yes, she has been. We've had a lot of compliments about what she's been doing and how she's doing it. And just driving around, you can see that there's lots of success happening.
Yeah, it's a sell, I guess it's,
Well, it's complex as a tough nut to crack.
it's a process for sure.
Yes. Okay. All in favor? Carried.
That the Canal Flats Fire Rescue Report for August and September 2024 prepared by Fire Chief Farrell be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Whitestone, Councillor Reed, any discussion? Councillor White.
Just noticing that, and I noticed on the grant tracker as well, that there was the Fire Smart grant. And looks like from the August report, it showed that there was some revisions that were required. And then in the September report, it had to be withdrawn for a lack of resources. Just wondering, Mr. Mayor, what happened with that grant?
Well, we got the grant in late, and there's lack of resources once we got the grant in.
Like the application, do you mean?
Yeah.
And like lack of resources from the funder
Yes.
to us?
Yes.
I understand.
Yeah, so because it was late, that's the reason. So we have to wait, I guess, now.
Is there an opportunity, like, is there one every year that goes out?
Yes. Yeah.
If I may, it's a recurring, a number of these funds are recurring.
Anything further? Go ahead, Councillor.
How are our numbers? I was trying to remember if I looked this up. How many firemen do we actually want?
Do we want?
Yeah,
I'm not exactly
Well,
sure on that. I think it was 14. I believe.
That number sticks with me.
I believe it's 14 that they want, and they have 11. And they're looking for more. Go ahead, Councillor Reed.
Just want to note that, I see attendance is up. We hit 7 a couple of times,
Yeah.
which, we haven't seen through the duration of our term, so that's nice to see that that's moving.
Yes. Anything further? Yeah, go ahead, Councillor.
Is it possible with these weekly or monthly reports that there's like an updated roster that's always kind of included as part of it? No?
We never had it.
Yeah, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
That would be a personnel issue as to when they attend and not, and that's not really for public consumption. So if we have that information, the village office has that information, but we can't be publishing when somebody goes to fire practice or not, or that kind of.
Sorry, if I may restate,
Yeah, go ahead.
Mayor. I'm just wondering more or less, not like what courses they attend and how often they attend. I'm more or less speaking to just the active roster.
Oh,
just like 12 or 10 or
I'd
whatever.
have to look into that. I'm not sure.
because yeah, it is personal, but I believe, yeah,
I think it might be, if I may, I think it might be good for just the town to know who in their community is helping out, and because it is a volunteer fire program, and it might be just nice for the people of town to know who is helping them out in their community.
yeah, but we'll check into that.
Thank you.
Anything further? All in favor? Here.
The financial report, the financial report to September 30th, 2024 be received for information.
I get mover and seconder, Councillor Reed and Councillor Whitesall. Any discussion? Councillor Whitesall.
Just a little point for information. Is it possible to get just a copy of the Excel budget? That'll just kind of help, because without the budget, it's just really hard to know sort of where, how it's all sort of rolling up. It'd be just very helpful to me.
I can provide that for you, but it won't be an updated one, so.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead, yes.
Sorry. It would yeah, so you would just like a copy for to have.
Yeah.
And then compare, yeah.
Anything further?
Yeah, I did have the.
Okay.
Like we stated, it's tough to know where you're going on it, but I see a number like the property taxes. It should be page 33 of 50. Revenues, property taxes, and first ones. And we're about $9,000 short. At the end of October. Property taxes are all due at the end of July, or at the end of June, sorry. But is this a situation where we're concerned about collecting these in the next month or two?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Doherty.
Yeah.
So this is not unusual at all. Not everyone pays their taxes on time.
You know,
And so they have 3 years to pay all outstanding taxes before the properties are put up for tax sale. Any taxes that are left outstanding after January the following year, face interest fees. And it is always a rotating amount. So this amount is, quite low for what we've had in the past. Sometimes it's very high, sometimes this would probably be an average amount of outstanding taxes.
like on the expenditures, last year administration on the same page. Expenditures, administration last year spent a total of $71,000 in the whole year, and at this stage, we're only 30,000, so there's only 2 months left of this, because this is to the, they have 3 months left. So, trying to do some math, I think that's a low number, but I think you gotta, is there a difference in, is there some expenditures that come in later in the year that are just make up the difference, like you're short $40,000 in expenditures?
You, CEO.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So some of those things could be, training that didn't happen. It could be grants that are still in the works and bills haven't been paid for. There could be a number of reasons why. It is a living document and things could happen in the next 3 months that.
It just seems like if you got 70 for the year and you got 30 this time, it should be, like that's about 6 months worth of expenditures. 30,000 versus 70. So I was just wondering whether it's on pace. And I know there's things like, there's not as many, there's no snow, so you don't get your expenditures and
Well, and a lot of the people that last year, we sent a lot of people to training for the arena and for fire department. And also for public works to get them all caught up. This year, most of them are caught up, so they don't have to go to training. So
none of those would be in administration.
If I may.
oh, yeah, go ahead.
But the leadership team, so, Richard, myself, Matthew, Annette, Chuck, we all went to training and that would come out of this amount too. So we finished, I think, in June of this year or something like that. So, but administration is made up by many, many categories. It would be hard to tell without actually looking it up. This is just a,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
an
the
overview.
information I've got, so that's what I'm looking at.
So, if I may, like one of the items we have in the budget is for a new furnace that we didn't spend.
Okay,
So right off the bat, that's 15,000.
well, that's what the.
So that would be an administration.
Okay, all in favor? Oh, go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, just in the last part, which is our first iteration, I think, of the check register. So thanks very much for putting that in. Just clear on three items. For the 5 Pro Sporting Goods, I'm guessing that's something for the arena.
Was that for the pickleball court?
No, if I
Oh, go
may,
ahead.
it says, rink maintenance.
Okay. And urban systems, I'm guessing something to do with the sewer.
Many things. I expected a question. So it's many invoices for their professional development, not a third-party bill. It's for the dike upgrade and sewer lagoon. So that portion, that sewer lagoon and dike phase 2. The dike upgrade phase 1, that was for bid processes and permitting extensions. The water master plan that is being prepared for the water committee. The main lift station design, because it was still being worked on. So that lift station number 1 that we spoke about earlier in the meeting. And the bid process for shore to shore, the paving for shore to shore.
And then just the last one is just for the Housing Society, just sort of the main things that were spent on that.
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is just one invoice for that one, and it is the flow through for we received grant monies from CBT. They were supposed to be here. Oh, no, they were here in September, so it was passed through to the attainable housing.
Thank you.
Yeah, anything further? Oh, go ahead, Marcel,
So,
Councilor Marcel.
so the high sport, Petro Sporting Goods, is $14,000 and it's for rink maintenance.
Mhm.
Why is that a city or a village expense, or will that be transferred to the regional, or whatever it is that takes charge of the,
Yeah, go ahead, CEO.
It was part of the budget. It's part
It's just
of
a
the
check.
annual budget.
Yeah.
So that we've already received that fund. Those funds are paid for by the regional district from the service area at the beginning of the year, and then it's ours to spend.
I got you. Okay, so that's how those are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a couple.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't have any horses here, right? What's with $3,000 to the veterinary clinic?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that because it is property tax related.
Okay. Yeah, didn't think we were buying hay or anything. Young Anderson, legal involving the village or last, page 37, third from the bottom.
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, there's 4 invoices. One of them is $2,600 where council requested staff to reach out to legal regarding the Midden access dock, the Midden Road access dock. The other 2 were for on behalf of Bidco, and the other one was just clerk inquiries, just reaching out for legal fees, consultations.
Anything further?
It's good, thank you.
All in favor? Carry.
Hold on.
So go ahead. Councilor
Uh,
Marcel.
We had talked about earlier, I think, about credit card purchases. They're not included on, this is a check register.
Mhm.
Will the credit card expenses be listed on a different program?
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm not quite sure why they don't show up, but there are some on here. So, the one for Mayor Doherty and the one for, oh no, those are expense.
Oh, yeah, those
Those
are,
were actual expenses.
yeah,
I'm not sure, maybe the Visa didn't make the report. It's automatically withdrawn out of the full amount is automatically withdrawn out of our bank account every month. And then it needs to be reconciled. And perhaps because Mrs. Cameron was on vacation, it didn't happen in September. So that might be why it's not shown in this register, but it will be shown next register.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I missed it earlier when I was asked questions. Karen Sharp, is she, who's this lady?
If I may.
go ahead, CEO.
She is our contractor that we have helping the financial, or the chief financial officer. She's doing some accounting work for us.
Yeah, I suspected, but I didn't know the name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All in favor? Carry.
And the next item is the attainable housing update, that the update report on the Village of Canal Flats Attainable Housing and Childcare Society project be received for information.
I get a mover and a seconder. Councilor Reed and Councilor Marcel. Any discussion? Councilor Weitzel.
Few different questions, if I may. On the finance side, it's basically just saying that all the components have been completed. If, like, I'm guessing that this is going to be a report that we're going to be receiving quite often through the Housing Society every quarter, am I right, or is it monthly?
Go ahead.
I would prefer seeing it monthly, but
Yeah.
we'll see. It might be bi-monthly.
Obviously, I'm not trying to make anything too, financially cumbersome on the Housing Society side. But one thing that is often done and presented to boards when we're doing major financial projects and giving money for these types of a project is to have a table. And just to have that table show both the expenditures at a project level and then not like down to the individual vendor, but just a project level expenditures. And then the funding that we received and showing it for our prior year spend, our year-to-date spend, our forecast, our estimate at completion, and any variance to what the budget might be. So I don't know if it's possible to, we often do that in the university world when we are presenting to our board of directors, just so that they understand the project and what's going into the project. Obviously, they're not at liberty, or they don't have to say what the other funders that they're getting direct funding from, but at least showing the funds that we, the Village of Canal Flats, have given to the Housing Society, and that way it shows how that money is being used towards the project itself. And it would just be a suggestion that maybe not on the quarter, not on the month, that we have some type of a financial table that helps us just understand how the money is being spent and used.
No, that's a good idea, and I think we can make that request. I don't think it's going to be too cumbersome. I think it will also be a lot more information for us as well.
Thank you. My second question is just in the tender process. Do we know if I know they're handling hiring some of the subcontractors for this. Do we know if it's been going on to BC Bid? A lot of those things. I think that would be a.
I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's out for tender. It's not BC Bid. I remember the bidding site that used to get. It was we were able to find it in quite a few other contractors as well.
Okay.
So it's out there. I'm not sure where it's.
Okay. I was just hoping to see because this is a lot of provincial money that's kind of going into this, kind of flowing through us. It would be great to have it on that type of a website or something that is at least throughout the province, so that there is ample opportunity for different people to bid. Obviously, having weight towards our local contractors, as we've discussed previously.
Okay.
And then the third question I have on this is for the water and sewer modeling. I'm just curious, how does the water and the sewer fit into the attainable housing? I know there's like that extension line that we're talking about. Is that what this is about, that extension?
Yeah, yes, it is.
And okay, understood. And there was the discussion in here about some of our shortfalls in both capacity and the flow. Now, a few things about that. I'm just curious, was that Urban Systems that did that modeling?
Yes.
For the flow, okay. And the other part was I can't remember who I spoke with, but I obviously, like, if our insurance flow is low and it's not meeting the insurance requirements, I had heard, and I'm not sure, it'd be great if somebody could check in, that if we have a tank, like a big tanker truck of water, and it's on standby, I think that helps meet, like, at least
Yes.
it band-aids us. Okay, and that's the one that's just outside of here?
No, it's in the shop.
Okay. Yeah, just because I know that the report, when we look at the report, it makes it sound like it's very, very urgent, very, very dire on this, but I think it's so if we have that tank, that should alleviate some of those pieces. And again, short term, it's not,
It is a short term, yes.
We're still going through the process, I understand, like, of the water and how we're going to treat the water. We're going to talk with the water committee, and we have, we have two different things going on here.
Yes.
But, I'm just making sure that the water piece is just specifically for the Housing Society. We're not talking about it as the grand.
No, it's just for the Housing Society, and there will be other things brought up because we're not sure. We haven't been told what size line or anything like that would be optimal for what our needs are going to be. So that will be something that we'll be talking about in the future too with Urban Systems.
Okay, yeah, so I see I'd heard 8 inch before, and now I'm seeing 10 inch, we're hoping for 10 inch.
Well, yeah, and it could be a 12 inch.
Okay,
So we just have to wait and see what they tell us. That they're gonna be doing modeling. We're gonna be getting a presentation to all of us at the same time, so we'll get to see and have more questions.
and,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
Just a question, any idea when we'll have that presentation?
No second, go ahead.
Just trying to organize a presentation between urban systems and the water committee and council sort of all at once to save engineers' feet. So as soon as I can sort of round that up, you guys should hear pretty soon. We just got the report last week. So,
Will there be a report that goes to the public?
Yeah, go ahead.
I assume that there would.
Yes, there would be.
I can imagine it.
Would that be like a show and tell at the civic center? or
Yeah,
something?
so we're, as the water committee, our plan is to make fairly, I think at the last meeting, mind you, there was only 2 of us there. We did plan to have a budget for 4 community meetings, one fairly soon, and then sort of in stages of the project up until, I think, next July.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we can, take all that information from all those big reports and sort of put it into a small point form of things that are super necessary, things that could probably be budgeted for later. Yeah.
Just further, it's, the water is obviously a very, very important issue to our taxpayers and our water service area. And so the more information we can get out, seems to be, I think would be very wise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
when we get the information, we'll be putting it out.
the opinion.
Might even be worth
Talk one at a time, please. Okay.
Might even be worth noting that the information is being collated in plans for timing around it in, public notices.
Okay. Anything further? Okay, go ahead.
on the financial side of the water and sewer modeling, specifically for what this, the Housing Society report is, are we at liberty to say, how, like, what part is paying for the water, like what they're talking about as it relates to the shortfall here? And where the financial component of who's paying for these upgrades, like this part of the upgrade?
This part of the upgrade?
Yeah, like just talking about the water modeling and just basically saying like, 10-inch water main, it's showing that we have to do, it also talks about how there's 885 meters that needs to be installed. And where the location of that kind of stuff is. So are we at liberty to say, like, financially, who is going to be absorbing that cost?
I believe it's the Housing Society is absorbing all that cost.
Okay, so they're doing all the water upgrade to do the 10-inch upgrade and the 885 meters that
Yes.
they're speaking of in here. That's all on the
Housing Society.
Housing Society.
Yeah.
And through grants through us as well.
I don't know how they're spending the grants, but yes.
Yes.
Anything further?
Yeah, just.
Go ahead, Councilor.
Just,
So,
try to catch up to my notes. Is the site plan available for review by council?
go ahead. What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know what's being built there. I know there's 32 residential, 16 units. Are they tall, short layout roads? What's the sort of a schematic of all of it?
Go ahead, Councilor, CEO.
Yes, there is a plan. I can get council to see it. It isn't for approval for council, though. We have a development permit area that is located in a development permit area, and so that is approved by staff, and it did get approval. So, but I can get there's digital drawings of what of the proposed buildings.
That'd be good. I mean, we're here again, it's like the public know, this is a multi-million-dollar project. And do you think we can afford a sign out the front that says, this is what's going on here?
Yeah, I believe that they're going to be putting a sign up. I don't know exactly when, probably when they get the everything in place. They're also gonna be having a meeting for the public as well to talk on it further.
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead, Sue.
About the signage, the province has got some interesting regulations around the signage now. So for example, we had a grant to do this paving, but we weren't allowed to put the sign up until 30 days before the work was to start, which is very new. Before, you could, as soon as you got the grant, they wanted the sign up, but they don't, that was new for us. So it was only allowed to be posted 30 days before we started the project.
That's-
Yeah,
So project date, this has been ongoing now.
Yeah,
So I'm not
well,
sure.
so was that one.
So what's the project date for it? Like we've had a sign further up the hill for the shore pathway. And the daycare was up there for a year before anything happened. It's just like, if this is what's happening on the site, I think it's just good public relations and people are, like, where's all this money? Where's it going? At least if you got a picture and the start date and a few.
well, yeah, with the new rules and regulations, it seems to be
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Alright,
our hands might be tied, yeah.
same as the first one. But that's
things are getting complicated.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just like, okay. There's development phases. The project is divided into 3 phases, accommodating a total population plus 3, so plus couple. So I'm assuming that there's going to be 5 houses built and then whatever the numbers are. Do we have any idea what the phases are? Could we get a breakdown of phase 1 so we can see the progress?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Sue, open up. No, go ahead.
So the first phase is the daycare with 4 workers accommodation, 4 units above for worker accommodation. And then 2 units of 4 townhome type, but live, so there'd be businesses at the bottom and housing at the top. So work live kind of units.
And number 3 is finalized.
Pardon me?
And number 3 is finalized.
All that's all one. No, that's phase 1.
Well, that's phase 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's all. The further ones have not, just phase 1 is being worked on right now.
Anything further?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I guess I had some other comments, but they're regarding the water, so we talked about the reservoir capacity. Actually, it's maybe worth commenting on for the water. And this is, knowing how the water works, this is fairly important. In that when the reservoir reaches a certain stage, the pumps kick in to refill the reservoir. But the pumps kick in, they supply the village requirements, and the overflow goes to fill the tank. Is that not right?
Yeah, okay.
So if you needed additional water for an emergency, say, if you had a 3rd or 4th or 5th pump down there that would pump out water, because they would all start as the demand increases and your fire flow pump requires it. But that's all part of your requirements for fire flow. And the booster station going up the hill has 3 pumps in it. Pump 1 and 2 are just normal pumps. So today pump 1 is working, tomorrow or later in the day pump 2 will work, and it alternates so the pumps wear out evenly. The 3rd one is a fire flow pump. And it increases the volume of water going up the hill by a significant amount. By just, higher pressure and higher rate, whatever pumping capacity. if you increase the pumps, the number of pumps and the size of the pumps in the pumping compound, and have it on a similar kind of a demand system, would that not help your?
That will be something that the engineers will be looking at and get back to us about.
So,
Yeah, through the mayor. The modeling does take a lot of that into account as well. We're mostly restricted by pipes, by the amount of water we can push liters per second through smaller pipes.
Yeah.
It's a much larger pipe going up there.
yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
And so we're going to put a 10-inch pipe down here, and the van that we're talking about is for that complex. So you have a larger pump that you put on, or a larger pipe going to that specific site.
Yeah.
Without assist fire pump, so to speak.
Yeah.
Meet your capacities without having to build a new tank. Because the 1.25 million liters of water up there more than meet the requirements for normal in the village. It's just a question, and
Yeah, I think.
and I wondered if that's good part of it.
Go ahead.
The way it currently works is the pump is actually in the well.
Yes,
So have another pump here looking at. My understanding and, sort of limited understanding for sure, was that we need another well for that pump as well. So we'd have to lower another pump into another well and then pump the system. Or put in something like that other station somewhere. Yeah, it's all.
I guess
So when we'll do modeling.
question for the engineers.
Yeah, in the modeling, they can actually say like, and just make a quick change in their software to, okay, if we have something here, what happens here?
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I'm hoping they can show us some of that modeling in the meeting, would be nice. So I think everybody can understand it a bit better.
Yeah, I think, from my understanding, that's what they're gonna be talking about, and how they're gonna talk about the size of the pipes that we're gonna be needing and stuff like that, because there's a lot of places that are undersized, so,
Yeah, well,
okay, anything further?
so, just again, so, I guess I would like to see if you're doing a public presentation, that it's spread over or maybe repeated 2 or 3 times in a week.
I believe that,
Yeah, it's
it's
just
been said
another-
that they will be.
Yeah, it's very important, I think, that particular, well, not just the water, but particularly the water is such an issue, that any and all information we can get to.
Okay,
In demonstrations, lots of information.
okay, anything further? Okay, all in favor? Carry.
The next item is the external funding grant tracker, that the external funding grant tracker to October 2024 be received for information.
Okay, I got a over in a second here, Dr. Reed and Dr. Weiss. Our discussion.
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead, Councilor.
Just a couple questions, 2 really. On the other section of the grant tracker, there is the downtown streetscape beautification. We're into our final report phase. Just curious what that was.
Go ahead. See,
You'll have to forgive me, so I know what it started as. It started as a grant to do sidewalks and bike racks and trees and maybe even a whole new design of the downtown area. So basically the post office area. But then it became apparent that we needed to do some water extension. And so then that was put on the back burner. And it was extended, the deadline to spend the funds. And now this money went to part of the daycare. I think it was part to purchase that little strip
Yeah.
in front of the existing daycare, to purchase that land, to extend the daycare from the building to the corner of Burns and Granger. So I think that's where the funds went. Mr. Waken is working on the final report. The final report is due and he will be submitting it. So it's in the works.
Okay, the second question, Mr. Mayor, just relates to the capacity building, economic. Again, just I'm curious what we, like, what's our restriction for that, or do we have any restriction for that?
Go ahead, CEO.
So that is where we are using those funds. That is the provincial grants they gave all the municipalities in order to review their zoning bylaw and the housing needs assessment. So our housing needs assessment is coming out of that fund. Hopefully we'll have the final report here soon, or the draft report, I suppose. And that's coming, that's where that is. That was also in the event that we needed to contract out for the zoning bylaw revision, but we've chosen not to. We can do it in-house. And so we have a lot of extra money, but it can be used for other things like that. So we know that this money is left out, that there's funds available for things, so.
And
Perhaps maybe anything from left over from the housing needs assessment could spur on some future projects from there.
Okay, go ahead.
there's one last thing, this is really great, CAO Huvenoff, I think it's very well done. One thing, could we add just one column that just says, like, if the grant expires on a specific date, just have the grant expiry date?
I mean,
Go ahead.
it's already there. So that final report due,
Oh, okay, that's the expiry
that's
date.
the expired date.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything further? All in favor, go ahead.
There's about $345,000 of in progress ongoing applications have had a project ongoing. Some of them are 25, 26. Who's working on all of this? Mostly wildfire, fire spark. Next generation 911, what that is.
So next generation 911 is what is coming down the pipe for everybody. We don't know what the cost is gonna be yet. They think it's gonna be, well, they're changing out the 911. It's gonna be changed to something more,
Dial faster than 911.
they haven't really explained it. That's the problem. So we're waiting for more explanation on that. And that's where some of that money will be going.
That's interesting.
And they haven't told anybody
Yeah.
anything yet, so.
Anybody on staff, volunteering or whatever, working on all those fire smart work? I
We,
mean, there's 1 or 2 disaster management areas that connected, I guess.
what's that one?
Well, there's 400,000, there's about $600,000 or $700,000 of work to be done. Have you got anybody working on it?
Yeah, go ahead, CEO Huna.
So some,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
just try, yeah.
so that 400,000 has been withdrawn. So how this grant tracker, so now you probably won't see that next, well, you won't. I'll be
It'll be
taking it
gone.
off tomorrow after, as part of this process. And also, some of these, as you can see, it's just money flowing through us. The regional district is actually managing these.
Yeah, see,
So they're working on that. Some of them are being handled by the fire chief. So like I don't see them now, but some of them are like
first one,
equipment, things like that. They're handling that themselves, fire department.
so it's an ongoing to be done with $198,000. I'm not sure. Small community wildfire readiness support, that's fire department as well. Next generation, some of these are like 2 years away, but.
Right, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is the council version of this grant tracker. But if I were to print out the whole Excel, it would go over here and all the expenditures are on this side. But we just don't share that information. That's just part of our budgeting.
Yeah, that's
So some's carryover, so some of these funds, so this 198,000, I'm guessing it's almost done, this project. And so a lot of this money has already been taken care of. Some of it are upgrades that have happened at the fire hall, things like that.
Yeah, we had to replace a bunch of stuff over there because once it hits 10 years, they deem it no longer
Yeah, I understand.
able to do it.
Go
ahead.
Well, it shows a coordinator. Do we have a coordinator for this fire smart?
No, we don't.
That's one of the items on that list for 198,000.
But it was.
We did have one. We don't know more.
Are you getting a new one?
Pardon me?
Are we looking for one?
Yes. We have.
We have been, yeah, we've been looking for one since, for a while. Go ahead, Councilor Reid.
So some of the work, we did some wildfire mitigation in the spring. That happened, this was under that $198,000. Also, going forward for the Fire Smart Coordinator, the grant that's been withdrawn at the bottom, that grant was also towards our Fire Smart Coordinator and some community initiatives that we had planned as part of the Fire Smart Committee. But with the resources not being available, so that also gives us difficulty in the Fire Smart Coordinator filling rates.
Any further questions? Yeah, go ahead, Councilor Woods.
Just one thing, so a few of these grants are going to be and already, I think, have been flow throughs to the Housing Society. It just in the description, is it possible just to mark that or just indicate that with something?
Oh, yeah.
Just like an acronym, just so that we know which ones are going kind of where, which ones we're spending in-house and which ones we're flowing through.
Okay. Anything further? Okay,
So,
second.
kind of working my way down the list. Oh, yeah, the dike improvement program, project. Is that the project that was set for bid, but we didn't have enough money to complete the work?
Check.
$400,000, sir?
No,
No,
that's the new one.
That's the new ask
That's what you asked.
on top of what we have.
So which one did we lose, or didn't get done?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I may, it's the first one, the 1,092,000. Yes, that's not enough.
So is that money still available?
Yes.
So why wouldn't we do $1,092,000 worth of work instead of doing it all?
I don't think that's an
That's,
option.
yeah, not an option. We gotta do that first.
Well,
Phase has to be done.
Oh, if I may also, also if you remember that there's still in negotiation to obtain.
Obtain a plan. Yeah.
That's why we haven't done the project as well. That's still in negotiations. So we can't do the work on land we don't know.
So how many sections of the dike are there? Is there more than one section? Because you said there's some on land we don't own.
Yeah, yes, sir.
There's some work to be done and like.
So the first phase is up to the bridge. So on that side,
So on the
Big
east
Coast.
side of the, on the east
Yes.
side of the highway,
yeah, all the way up to the bridge. And then the second phase
all the
goes,
way to the bridge.
yeah,
The highway bridge.
highway
Okay,
bridge,
so from the bridge going east is all
phase one.
phase one.
And then phase two is from under the bridge all the way, well, quite a ways down to the farm.
To the sewer. field.
Well, it goes, yeah, just straight to the farm.
Includes sewer.
Yeah.
And that's the second. Did you not start the work that we could do? I mean, it seems like if you got a grant, whether you can do all this, it's sort of like a sort of short pathway that we've done over the years in other sections or other projects. Like you got $1,000, you do $1,000 worth of work. You got $1 million.
Don't own the
you do
land.
it all. No, but there's other sections. Could you not do the sewer?
So we don't have any money for the second phase yet. First phase has to be done.
So they're not saying you got $1 million, they're just saying that $1 million is for that section.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, when we got bids, it was way over what we had.
So the $400,000, what was that for? for the next one.
It's to add on to the first phase.
So now you got 1.5 million.
Yes,
It still doesn't work because you don't own the land.
we still don't get, we still don't own the land. So as we get the land, that's, so is that negotiation? Hope to get it up and running.
Okay.
Anything further?
That's right. Just, the sewer treatment plant upgrade and flood protection. We need 1,700,000. And we have 908,000, so we're short about $340,000.
Go ahead.
So the village, passed through alternate approval process, passed that we would be borrowing $250,000 for the village portion of the funds for that project. And that money has been received, and we will be, proceeding with that. So that is a bit of the difference there. And then, of course, there's some reserves, I think.
Yeah, there's, well, it's there, it's 247 borrowed, 106 gas tax. So we're a little bit short on that, right?
I don't think
So
so.
that one should be good.
Yeah, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the sewer lagoon work has begun because we had to. So we had to direct award, to do the sludge, right? This was
Yeah.
called sludge.
Sludge up, yeah.
Yeah, so they did that. Excuse me, so some of the sewer lagoon work has started, but not the dike.
Oh, no, it wasn't, but the dikes, the dike work and the sewer are really two different things, aren't they?
No, it's the same project.
Yeah, that's the second phase.
Okay, so this is not the plant, the sewer plant upgrade that was supposed to be done to pre-COVID with the new pumping equipment.
The lift
and new-
station? That's done. That's the one that we just completed.
The lift station was part of it. The other part was work at the sewer lagoon.
Yeah.
New liners, upgrade the equipment in the machine, new electrical as I recall.
So that's what this project is to do the liners, do all that.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
So what does that, other than the dikes, is all that work going to be done?
Mhm.
It's on, is a bid for
I'm not sure,
Yeah.
if not the dike portion, but the sewer lagoon part is.
it? All- Seems strange if you've got money for the dikes that you can't use, well, you can do it. But
Wow. Yes,
I understand there's rules and regs.
yeah,
It's just like that would be easy to take care of that, of the west side of the highway.
on this side.
With $1,100,000.
Yes.
Have to negotiate these things.
Okay, go ahead.
Just again, just understanding, being new. So just so I understand, when I'm looking at the grant tracker and underneath for climate action, rows 25 and 26, those are considered part of phase one. Like what we're trying to do in this phase one, and then the sewer treatment plant and the flood protection, that's supposed to be like with the liners and everything, that's supposed to be part of phase two, just so I understand.
Yes.
Thank you. And we have to do phase one before we can do phase two as well.
Well, they requested we do phase one before we do phase two, but we're gonna start with we have to start with sewer stuff. So we get it done,
Yeah,
yes.
because that's been there for.
Wow, lots of years. Yes, so anything further? All in favor? Carried.
And the last item is the RBC Banking Signing Authority that Mayor Mark Doherty, Councilors Paul Marcel, Patricia Reed, Justin Stanberry, and Andrew Weitzel, Interim Chief Administrative, Chief Administrative Officer and Corporate Officer Sylvie Hupenoff, and Chief Financial Officer Annette Robinson sign the RBC Bank Signing Authority papers, and that the Interim Chief Administrative Officer, Corporate Officer, and the Chief Financial Officer, or any one of them together with the Mayor or any one of the councilors, are authorized to sign on behalf of the Village of Canal Flats.
Okay, I got a mover and seconder. Councilor Weitzel and Councilor Marcel. Any discussion? All in favor?
This process.
Carried.
And that's it.
Okay, I will, get a mover and a seconder to adjourn. Counselor Reed, Counselor Shatner. We're adjourned.
You want those papers signed tonight or what's?
Uh,
Yes, please,
you can
got it right here.